Discover in the next few minutes this revolutionary jointing solution, a complete new technology for industrial floors. The Cosinus slide joint is characterized by a stable double 2x5 mm sinus steel plate on top, opposed by a double sinus steel plate on bottom. Instead of traditional anchor studs, the joint is fixed in the concrete by a special wreathed continuous rebar system over the total length of the joint, and with connections top and bottom. A small steel plate in the middle prevents overflowing of the concrete. Thanks to the sinus-cosinus geometrical shaped form of the joint and the concrete, load transfer is not realized by the joint but by the floor itself. This unique load-bearing capacity of the floor slab is calculated and proved for all kinds of forklift traffic. For a better understanding of the cosinus flooring concept, a small overview of existing technology is necessary. Since 1985, flooring contractors started replacing traditional sawn cuts by jointless floor slabs. Although this represented a major step forward, the opening gap of the joints was an underestimated and critical area in each industrial floor. With the introduction of the sinus slide solution in 2006, this problem was solved and jointless became joint-free. The cosinus slide joint goes one step further and doesn't use traditional dowel systems any longer. Load transfer is realized by the floor itself. That's why we say, the joint is the floor is the joint. To understand this principle and slogan, let's see what is happening when making a cosinus joint-free floor. First, the joints are installed in a logical way, taking into account the area and the shape of the job site, as well as the many consecutive pours. It starts with the placing of the first profile. Once leveled, pins are hammered into the sub-base on both sides of the joint. The second profile is easily connected to the previous profile, reusing the screws and plastic nuts. An adjustable steel plate makes one standard height suitable for floors with various thicknesses. Continue this way until a crossing or a fix point. Once the concrete pouring and finishing of the floor is done, the joint starts to take up the shrinkage process. It is recommended to go for an opening gap of ± 15 mm, which represents floor slabs of around 30 meters. After a few weeks, the floor can be used. Regardless of the speed and the types of forklifts, the sinus slide surface with 5 mm thick edge protection guarantees vibration and shock-free drive-overs thanks to continuous support given to the passing wheels. This feature of durability is extremely important in contemporary warehousing facilities. Traditional joints still struggle with the striking impact of falling wheels into the opening gap. Even the strongest reinforced joints cannot resist this very uncomfortable and unsafe situation. This will result in damage very soon, with the inevitable limited use, ongoing suitability and durability of your floor as a result. Forklift wheels are becoming smaller and harder. The loads are becoming more sensitive and heavier, and together with the increasing speed of forklifts, the requirements of a modern industrial floor have changed significantly. These changing needs are still not considered in the European 1991 standard. With the sinus slide solution, we have anticipated this new situation and created universal use suitability for your floor, regardless of the hardness and size of forklift wheels. The vicious circle of damage is stopped and an unprecedented level of comfort is achieved. The cosinus floor concept has combined the sinus slide solution with a unique system of load-bearing capacity of the floor. The idea is quite simple but brilliant. The loads are transferred simultaneously and proportionally throughout and over the floor by vertical concrete columns, shaped and supported by the sinus-cosinus geometry. Wheels and loads are sliding smoothly from one floor slab to another without traditional dowel connection. Like we said before, the joint is the floor is the joint. With the actual law of nature, better is not possible. There is no improvement on the laws of nature. The cosinus joint-free floor, the best guarantee for carefree and comfortable use of your floor. A modern concept for contemporary warehouse flooring facilities.